Morning. Happy Thursday. Ready to rock and roll. Thanks for the sound check. All right. Here's the way I see this thing, at least for now. Actually, I'd like to start on the daily chart and just say, look, chances are, at least for the time being, until proven otherwise, it's hard to see. We're in a range. All right. Until proven otherwise. For now, I'm going to use yesterday's low as a bogey. Start getting below yesterday's low. It's a different story. Close below yesterday's low, different story, brings up other stuff. But for now, we're in a range. That being said, now, next number in the sequence is 596.20, 594.75 is the one after that. This is a support zone. If I'm going to buy it, I'm going to like them to get a little bit in the zone, I think, but it is the zone, so it's trader's choice. I really like them down near 595, give or take. I don't know that they'll give it to you, but this is the zone. And this, if this is wrong, for example, if they cut through somehow, this is a whole separate situation in and of itself down by this trend line at 593.20. So I would be a buyer down there regardless of what happened up here. I still think I'll be a player in here. Okay. And that's the story. So yep, the Qs are on the board, Ed. You can see the numbers there in a second, or you can see the numbers there anytime you like. I can bring it up here. Let me see. All right, still got a couple of minutes to post time. Not much doing. A couple of stocks on the move. Cisco traded away, and Disney is in play. Disney has a number at 113 and change. Yeah, Frank, I added a couple things for us in here. That's all. Short-term perspective. Why am I skeptical of 595? I'm not skeptical of 595. I'm expecting a bounce in here. I don't know what you mean by skeptical. Maybe I misunderstand. NIO, it's going to be $4. I can't tell you it will or won't hold, unfortunately. Nice, Sean riding some GC off of 25.50, posted on the board. Looks like those markets are working out. I'm happy to do it if you're going to use it. You meaning generally speaking, enough people will use it, I'll do it. All right, 597.60 is a pivot. I don't like that green. Need something lighter. I don't know. I called it a bull pivot today. That's pretty much the way I'm looking at it. Above, she's bullish. Below, she's not terribly bearish, maybe intraday for a little while, but it's a bull pivot, meaning not much up here. Oh, I don't know, Armand. Yeah, it's just a general, don't read into that. No, don't read into that. No, I think
Disney hit the first level.
I think there's a pullback coming, at least to test the recent lows somewhere in here. Disney 113.04 was the number, and the high so far is 113.20. I don't put a lot of these on the board, these shorts, because not a lot of traders will actually take the short, and I understand that. But when I find one I like, I put it up. I already gave you the base hit, Ron. Yeah, I don't know what happened on a 1 minute basis here. Yeah, it gave you $1. It's close enough if you wanted it. Sure. 597.60s, the pivot. And we'll just wait them out. All right, she's just hanging around the pivot. You got to wait it out. Disney hit, look at this, I didn't even see that. 81 high against 80, that's redonkulous. Okay, so if you just painted by the numbers and didn't take profit at the first, they gave it to you again, pretty good deal. Another 2.4K in oil from yesterday, still with a trailer. Max is an oil trader and he's enjoying the numbers, and I thank you for that, Max. Well done. Let's see. There's your just station to station, as I call it, if you will. That's really the next number I have up top. You want to call 70 a number? Absolutely. It's a semi-fat round number. Certainly 70 will provide some natural resistance, maybe just in front of it, maybe just above it. 69.95 plus shipping and handling, or 70.08, 05, 07, something like that. No magic. Is it strange that higher inflation data and IWM still up. Now, one thing has nothing to do with the other, Michael. I just can't even correlate the two. I don't correlate anything. No. I mean, it could be down 10 minutes from now. I'm not going to correlate the data to IWM. Danny J got base hits and Diz. Well done. Let's go back to Diz. You're welcome, Max. Just get a view. It doesn't really matter what chart we use. This is a little faster, a little slower yet. Bearish, wedgish situation going on. This can certainly take some more time and play out down to 495, give or take. No reason that can't happen. Even if they get up to 598.85, that's possible. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the market's in a range. Then got base hit in Disney. Well done. Bitcoin just on a tear, wherever that's at. 91. I don't know what it is on the other chart. Pretty amazing. Just in case, I have Cisco up on the board and 5712 was the number. It didn't get there, but 5712. Pulling back a little bit off the pivot. The market's been open for 8 minutes. Not much you can make out of it just yet. No matter what chart you put up. 8 minutes is 8 minutes. ASML, nice rip, Jordan. ASML, nice rip, Jordan. Is it something you guys talked about on Friday?
No, he had sent me an email this morning about it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Look at this rip. Holy smokes. Yeah. Oh, that same email. I think I got something from Armand as well.
Yes.
Oh, was that the same one? I didn't notice. Okay. Yeah. Squeeze. What is this thing up? 5%, 30 bucks. Yeah. Not squeeze just yet. CCJ, let's take a look, Donnell. CCJ, Cameco. Cameco. That's an important place, 53.50 for the upside. They got to clear that, and then now this pivot. And they'll give you 54.35. I have it on my other chart. And then after 54.35, they start to creep up toward the high portion of the breakdown candle where they'll run another test. 55, 55.50, 56, probably more than 55, 55.50, 56, up there. But if they have to first recapture 53.50 for any of that to happen. If they don't, these numbers are good. Okay, here come the spiders. All right. Tape. 596.20 is the first place. But don't be surprised if they spike it. Don't be surprised if they go halfway home. It's just the first, it's the number. It is the number. ES is at 6,003 or 4. So take that into account. That's 30 cents down to 6,000, 40 cents down to 6,000. But just giving you the data points. This was the first number on the board. I think they hit it. 596.17 against 596.20. Okay? So it's trader's choice, where you want to enter, split hairs over pennies, all that stuff. All right. You could see already they're fighting the 596.20. That's natural garden variety market activity if the number, capital I, capital F, if the number is correct. And they could still obviously go lower. There they go. But when you see them fight it immediately, you know that it has some kind of meaning somewhere along the line. It's just information. Lower is not wrong. It's just part of the process of within a support zone. Sure, they want you to buy it at the highs so they can unload it to you. No thanks. No thanks. Seen that one before. That's a Goldman trick. There you go, Armand. Covered half your short. Well done. Held it for a couple days. Yeah, you could get another point or two out of it. Maybe 2 points out of it. Another couple of bucks down. Today or not, I don't know. You can get the trend line, close to the trend line, I think. Let them hit the trend line and then go up for Thanksgiving. All that stuff, that's in the back of my mind. Never works out that way. You can see they're back testing. Go to a 5-minute chart. You can see they're back testing the same 596.20. Let me see if I can adjust it a little bit. Yeah, falling a little bit more. All of a sudden a bounce. This is nonsense. It's a support zone, and I indicated this morning that they're going to bounce around in here. That's what I thought. What are we looking at? THC. Oh, look at this. Yeah. Uptrending. Wants to break out. Will it? I don't know. Does it want to? Yes. Big reversal candle, reversed. Energy going to the downside is reversed to the upside. This is, you just got to clear these highs. 170, 120. Got to close up there. Weekly close. This is a reversal of a reversal. Take it at face value. Doesn't mean anything directly. Doesn't guarantee anything. Just take it at face value. It's a reversal of a reversal, challenging the highs. Do stocks break out to new all-time highs? Yes. When do they just go up a buck or two, or do they go up another 30 bucks to 200 eventually? Covered half IWM short Michael W yesterday, 239.95. Let's go over there. Wow, nice trade. Yep, I remember that. Just in front of it. That's my profit. I wasn't even paying attention. You just have an order in. That's the way it works. Base it. Now I got a free ride. How you doing? All right. They should give us 597.25 and then the pivot. Okay. Nice trade. All right. So this is a good bounce. So a trader should have got a profit. You got 10 points out of it. You got whatever you got out of it. They gave you 10 points so far. Yeah, let's hear some numbers. Andreas, 615 so far. I know a lot of these have trailers. 615 put, 570 to 9. Okay, either way, whichever direction is fine. Great. Book 5K Armand THC, nailed 3K Ed G, 500 plus Dirk, 1600 Bandar, $1,000 for Danny J, 550 for Robert L, 1600 for Paul D, $100 quickly for Gerard. Michael H, Netflix up nicely today. Okay. 1850 for Sean, 820 for Umad, 2160 for Michael W, 250 with trailers for Len, $1,000. A lot of these have trailers for Ron W, 500 for Patrick G. Well done. Well done. Nice laundry list of traders. You just don't let the rest go bad in you, that's all. Hey, is there a play it again Sam in there? Yeah. If they make a new low. Down near 594.75, 595. Maybe they come up short of 595. It's up to you whether you want to take a new low and expect a bounce before this, but you would have to call this and this a new zone. So your new zone would be a new low. You choose, right? It's spike the low, rip it back. The new zone would be, I'm just going to call it for argument's sake here. Okay, I'm just picking a number. That's your new zone. And you can even, you have to extend the zone to a spike of the number. But that's the new zone. Just leave that there for a while. See what happens. And if they don't come down, then you're still holding the longs. That's it. And you see how high they'll give you. Mitch, 3.7 on the NQ. Ed G, I said 595 zone. Yeah, this is 595 zone, I think. AS, let's check it out. Armand, let me look at it. Well, maybe. You're at new highs, so there's no telling, right? There's no telling. There's no ceiling. That's a good question, Troy S. What conditions are present that makes a zone a play it against Sam? A couple of things. A, the tenor of the market. Now that could change on a dime, but it's rather slow. The volume's kind of light. I'm reading the tape. I'm reading how we opened. I'm reading the tiptoeing around. They're not really making big moves. Now that could change on a dime, of course. Let's say we got a 10 o'clock data jolt coming. That could change on a dime, but I'm reading the current tape. And then I'm saying they dipped into the top end of the zone, all right? And therefore, my next number wasn't, they didn't even come close to my next number. So my next number is very active. So we have a spike to low and rip it back up in the other direction trade opportunity, which is one of my favorite intraday trades or favorite trades for that matter. Okay. because what we talked about yesterday, there's liquidity down. There's people with stops down there right now. All right, so that being the case, the spike the low by 20 cents, 10 cents, 12, 30, 50, even down to the 594.75 and a spike to that creates the new zone, hence the box. And those things coupled together are the reason why there's a play it again Sam in here. If the market was a lot faster, I would say I'll just wait for the next number. THC volume, let me see this, Arma. I'm gonna look at my other screen. I got some better volume bars. Let's see. Today, yeah, I see it. Yeah, this is opinion, but it's not exhaustion volume. It's new money running in. So I think you're right, but we'll see. I already pulled back. Oh, this is not the same one. I'm looking at my other screen. Yeah, this is the one with the volume. This is unlikely exhaustion volume. We'll see. You do have some, you make a case there's some symmetry here, but nah, not really. Nothing to hang your hat on. Not at new highs. Doesn't float my boat. HEI. So you have different scanner than I do. You look for stocks that are popping. I look for stocks that are dropping. It's funny. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just all these, just they're running. Very difficult for me to hop on board at new highs ever. And I know I say that every day because it's never going to change. I can't do it. Doesn't mean it doesn't go to 300. I just can't do it. I have to buy the pullback. That's just my training. But doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just not for me. I understand what you're looking for. Momentum. Money chasing money for a while until the last money's in, then they pull the rug out for at least a while. Come back to retest what? 270. You got it. They'll be back to 270. The question is, before they get to 300 or after they get to 300? Where's the next stop? 280, 285? That would be a good bet. 280 to 285 is probably going to be a little bit tough to get through. Amazon's pulling back a little bit. Let's take a look. Down a couple of bucks, $1.50. Let's see. Yeah. Just give me a second at Amazon. Just a sec. That's a pretty good zone today in Amazon. NVIDIA, 3 independent pieces of fundamental good news this morning. Where can this stock go today? I could tell you from a technical perspective, I don't know about that other stuff. Look what's going on here. So let me point something out. My eye was drawn to something right away, and I'm going to show you why. I saw this gap, and I saw this breakdown candle high. All right. Normally, I would say there's going to be support in between the gap and the breakdown candle high, right? But you got to let them fill the gap when they're down there and all that stuff. They didn't fill the gap, and they took a rocket right away. That's really bullish for now. Okay, really bullish right here, right now. All right, and the fact that they're holding this breakdown candle high over here, that's again really bullish. And then you see where they are. They're in a range, eating time off the clock. So one of these times they're threatening to break up to the upside and bust through 150. Where do they go? 152, 3. I can't tell you exactly right now, but actually I could give you an idea later. You don't need it now. The point is that this is eating time off the clock to go higher. And that was a bullish sign what happened today. And I'll give you, well, just use the opposite. Use the opposite, right? You want to see a breakout? So they held this. So take the opposite. Opposites attract. Breakout above this. Now they're going up to test this right now. You want to hop on board for that ride, come close, exit something. If they break out above and close above, then that's a signal that this whole thing is just ready to go. That's the way I'm reading that one. That's what my eye was drawn to. This is the kind of stuff we're going to do in a class all day long. All day long. All night long. A lot of the class. We're going to do a lot of that kind of stuff using whether it's trend lines, whether it's ranges, whether it's certain pivots, whether it's a lot of different things. And we're going to look at charts and you're going to see things you never saw before. And that's what's going to happen, just like this. Nobody ever looked at a chart that way. Nobody you ever knew. 596.20 is important right now. They're hanging around. They stay above, that's the bull case. If they stay below, it's the bear case. Simple. 596.20, and she can certainly leak into this box. This box, the top of this box is around 595.56. It could be 50, 45, 59. It's arbitrary here. Okay, there is no number here. I'm telling you that they may do this again and bounce before 594.75. They may get to 594.75 and they may spike through. So you have to be prepared for either one. If you're interested in getting in a trade and you're willing to buy this up here at the top of the box, then you're willing to buy the lower end of the box. Just treat it the same way you treated this range. It's the same thing. Here they come. It's just a new trade. You know, all they did was run a test down there again, nothing substantial. Okay. Zim, shipping, transports. Transport's up 30 bucks. Zim up, nice. Zim up 10%. Yeah. Let's see where it is. Is it at new highs or anything? Nah, not even close. Okay. Yeah, your next pivot's up here at 29, give or take. That's where she's working on, 29. That was a little shakeout, bake out. Maybe she goes now, looking for the pivot. First, you're looking for 597.25, give or take, 30, and then you're looking for the pivot. And then nothing says she has to stop, but that's the trade setup for the long side. Jack wants to look at Datadog. Armand all night long, yeah, because I'm going to do so much of that chart stuff that you never know. That's why I can't predetermine everything I want to teach in that situation. I'm leaving it open because I know that we'll do far more than I can even ever imagine writing down on a piece of paper, because it depends on what I see, and I don't know what I'm going to see, and I don't want to have predetermined charts to pigeonhole us into some stuff. All right, let's see. Datadog. I didn't get to this. It's something got distracted. All right. Yeah, it's another one that, ignore these lines because they're old, but this is another one that you could see as I go from chart to chart, that this is breaking, trying to break. They've been eating time off the clock in this range. They're breaking, trying to break to the upside to do what? To get to 150. That's a far cry from where we are right now, 20 bucks. It's not going there today, but that's like the next major place. This is a bullish, sloppy back and forth range that if she breaks to the upside of this range, the objective will become 150. Intraday, you got nothing. You can't hop on for a day trade. That's not a wise thing to do. That was a longer picture. They pull back to 130, spike 130, that's a different story. All right, let's see what else we got. Spider's trying to get maybe into the box. We'll see. All right, I'm backed up in questions. I'm going to get there. Just give me a second to circle back Saki. DJT staying slightly green, could be a little canary-ish. It is green still, 8 bucks at the present time. Anybody know where, why Powell is speaking? Don't know. 3 p.m. Okay. Don't know what he's talking about. They don't expect a surprise. I've said this time and time again. If Powell's speaking, don't expect a surprise. If the market moves on a Fed speaker, it's because the Fed speaker moved the market after the fact, but don't expect a surprise from the Fed. They're not in the surprise business, especially now. He doesn't need a hassle. Took a swing in Datadog. Yeah, I get it. It's a good chart. I can't tell you what happens, but it's a good chart. No, like I said, I think I covered that. Your next area of resistance is going to be this pivot here, and then up to 138. But this pattern is screaming 150 when you look at a longer term chart. Right? It's screaming 150. And if they come up short of 150, it's 147, something like that. 148. It's close. The spider's not getting to the box. Back to Zim. Did I look at Zim already? I think we already covered Zim. I'm trying to circle back to questions I might not have answered. Yeah, I did look at the weekly, and that's where I got the $29 from. That doesn't, I'm not saying that's it. I'm just saying that's the next stop. Dirk, another 875 in the queues with a trailer. That's good to hear, Armand. Yeah, some of the music was good, though. Some of the songs were good. He had some really big hits. Let's see. There go to spiders. Again, it's about 596.20. Can they stay above or not? Look what they did. Just looking at the 5-minute candles, right? They got back, closed above. Started a new candle 30 seconds ago. So you look at a 10. Okay, close below. We'll see where this 10 closes in 4.5 minutes. They closed the 15-minute above. It's interesting. That's just the way I look at it, right? And I take it down to any level. I'm interested to see what they're doing. Are they gonna, the deeper I look, are they gonna tell me anything? I don't know every time. I'm just looking for information, and some information may hit me differently than others. I'm forever looking at information. That's it. You got to get a close above. You got to get sustained closes above there. You really need a monthly close. All right. A monthly close will send BJs higher. That's my opinion. You looking at short term? No, this is just an uptrend. I wouldn't call this, I would call it. This is just on a tear and a tear and a tear. Now you just look at this like this. That's a tear. I'm not sure you can compare these. I don't think this is a fair comparison of companies, Armand. I don't put them in the same camp. I don't even think they're close to either of those. There we go. Coming into the box. So they've spiked the low, get into the box. All right. All right, so they did it into the box, didn't get to the number. That's why the box was there. And again, 596.20 would be a target short of it anyway on a bounce. Not all at once. It might take a while. They may go down to 594.75, but you could see what's going on here. Let's see. Automagical swing trade system bought it right there today. Almost up 3%. Nice. Oh, yeah, Armand, I'm sorry you missed all that on BJ's. I don't compare those. I don't think they're in the same camp. I don't believe they can be compared to Walmart or Amazon. They're totally different business there. Money doesn't run to BJ's like it runs to Amazon and Walmart and Costco and stuff like that. It's different business. It looks the same, but it's different. Much smaller. But the chart was in an uptrend. There was no doubt about it. And you're right, it hasn't gone yet. Not to say it won't. I don't think it was a fair comparison. That's all. Because these went, this should go, like that kind of thing. I don't put them in the same camp. But I don't have a patent on that answer. So Michael's Burry's biggest 3 positions as of Q2 were Baba, Baidu, and JD. I have no idea if he owns them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he sold something. He's a smart dude. Knows how to take profit, I would think. Kroger. Well, what's funny was the one side during the campaign, and we're not going to get political anymore here for now. One side was saying, hey, we're going to take care of price gouging, and they were blaming the grocery stores and the companies downstream and all this stuff. That's not what this chart was saying. I didn't see it at the time, but that's not what this chart was saying. This chart wasn't saying we're worried about that. Just saying. That's how the charts can sometimes tell the story, or at least not tell the story. Anybody pick it up down there in the zone? Take a base hit when they give it to you. 5 to 7 S&P handles is your base hit, and you hold a trailer. And there you go. Whoever asked that question before, I forget, and I apologize. But this was my example, exactly what happened of why this was a play it against Sam opportunity. Not the example of why, but this was the result I was looking for. So we were spot on. That's 2 trades again today, 2 trades yesterday, 2 trades today. Not bad. I believe that too, Jory, and I think that whole thing was hocus pocus. I don't think the grocery store margins are as big as people think they are. Some stuff, I don't know. I have never really looked into it. I know the theory is they're thin, but they make money too. Like Publix, one of the biggest companies in the grocery business, like Kroger and stuff, but Publix is, I think, about as big as Nike in terms of revenue. Pretty big company there, mainly in the Southeast. So that was a nice trade, don't you think? I agree with you on some of them, Gary. I'm logical. I do agree with you on some of them. I'm not in love with that. I agree. We can agree on that. I'm pragmatic. Hey, how you doing? Another profit. Hey now. Nice bounce from the box. That's a bounce. That's a box bounce. You have to make this fun or else it doesn't work. That's a box bounce. Let's see. I'm backed up in questions here. I missed a lot. I apologize, but I have to go for who's in this trade. Come on. How we doing? The second one of the day. How we doing? Scott 350 open trailers. I know everybody's got trailers, or at least a lot of them. Michael W 1740, 900 for Shannon, 850 for Robert, Scott H 750, Ron, 1892 Jerome. And I know a lot of these are still going. Just take profit along the way. That was the box bounce. The box bounce trade, 1800 for Dirk. Nice job. So we're 2 for 2 yesterday, 2 for 2 today in spider trades. Plus we had other stuff yesterday. We had other stuff today. Disney, remember Disney? How'd Disney do? How they doing? Come on. Come on. How about that applause button? Next target on the upside is the pivot. It's still 597 and a quarter, 597.30, and then the pivot. Okay, Scott? And anybody else? Oh man, missed the box trade. What are you talking about? Where were you? 1150 IWM, Kenny W. Nice job. Umad, I'm just joking with you. There's another trade around the corner. Yep, Andreas was in Disney short. Ron W's has been a great week. And I wasn't going to take tomorrow off, but now that we had 2 good trades today, I'm thinking about it. I know nobody wants to hear, oh no, don't do it, don't do it. I'm getting older. I need some time to myself too. I like to play golf. And I do have a commitment on certain Fridays. I do have that, and it's for a little while longer. But once in a while, I like to play golf too. And the guys that I play with play Friday morning, so I like to play. We'll see. That's okay, Umad. I was just teasing with you. Don't ever feel like you missed anything. Another trade around the corner. Another trade right here. Not right here. If they were to come back, then now they'd have to come to the number. Now the next spike to low trade is at the number. Okay? Don't forget, the next number down is the trend line. Look, 593.20 coincides with the trend line today, just about. So you just have to know that for later if you're hanging around. Okay? 900 for Shannon, 850 for Robert. I think I already went over that. Ron W, 750 with a trailer, 1892 for Jerome. I apologize if some of these are repeats. Up 4 Gs for Sean on the play it again. Sam and gold today, 1800 for Dirk. NQ and ES 6.8 for Mitch S. 1150 IWM. I think I got that one. I think I missed some of those other ones before. All right. Bitcoin taking a crap today. All right. It's gone on a freaking tear. Needs a break. You can go over and see it. Yeah, they're just at a number. No magic. Well, maybe a little. IWM 233.75. How you doing? Oh, here they go. Those that are long from the original box, you take profit along the way. You've already taken profit at least once or twice. You just take profit along the way. You have to know the next targets, 597 and a quarter, 30, and then the pivot. But you got to take profit along the way. They could wreak havoc getting there. So that's why we pocket money along the way. Depending on how many exits you have, you decide. Two really nice trades today. Very simple, no heat. Yeah, the S&P's down 2 points today. There's really nothing going on yet. Russell's down 0.3%. Semis are up 1%. It's a mixed bag of tricks. Avago, Armand, let's take a look. Let me look on my other chart first. I still call it Avago, Broadcom, whatever. They've been close to here for 3 days now already in the same area. I would say, if you can wait it out, 170 to 169. If you can't wait, 170. If you can wait, 170 to 169. That's the number. I think that's a better opportunity. I can't tell you they're going to get there. I can't guarantee you they're going to get there, but that's the place I would prefer. How's that? Came close. Still a spike of 315 is a number. Let me see if I have another one below that. That's not too far away. That would be day trade-ish, reasonable. Actually, they'd have to make a new low now. I don't really have anything else before 304. Yeah. So that's the next number really today. They'd have to make a new low, get them down to 313.85. That should be a bounce. And if they don't bounce it, the risk is potentially all the way down to 304. That's Tesla. Other side of that is they work their way up to the upper end of the breakdown candle, this one here, and you're at 329, 328 and a half, in that ballpark, 327 and a half, something like that. 1900 in the pocket, Jack F on the spider with trailers. Well done. Well done. Yeah, I'm going to take more profit pretty soon, and I still have more exits. We don't need this box anymore. We already had our box trade. Yep, SMH is up 1%. We talked about that a minute ago. XLF is up 1/3%. That's good for the bull case. Coin, let's take a look. Yeah, I'd make them spike the gap. And there's profit. I'd make them spike the gap, 266, 265.50. That's coin today. Palladium falls 13 days in a row. It's a, yeah, Max. Let's see. Is it PLL? No. What's Palladium? What's a symbol? PA. Okay. That's right. Oh, man. Come on. Right down here. Spike of that low. 900. Spike it by $5-10. Split the difference with you. That's a buy 'em with both hands. I know it doesn't feel like it. And it won't. Nobody will want it then there. Nobody wants it now. Nobody wants it now. No, Scott. Nothing on ZW. Excuse me. Yeah, you're welcome, Max. Armand says, Palladium, remember 85% of this stuff goes into catalytic converters. ICE volumes going down every year, next 5 years. Watch out, this is only short squeeze stuff only. Good point. I don't know that for a fact, but I'll take your word on that. I know you didn't just make that up out of whole cloth. So good point. So just take that for what it's worth. Take it at face value. Still doesn't change the fact that it'll get a bounce 900, 895, 890, something like that. Take that into account if that's true with Palladium. Sure. You know, get some of that from Commitment to Traders report, the volume going down. I believe that. Absolutely. I'm not doubting that for a second. And Max says, duly noted. Thanks, Armand. Yeah, that's the power of information, right? Just information. We just want to know it. I want to know about that. If I'm trading something, if I'm holding something, if I'm looking at something, I want to know information. If I'm looking for a trade, a bounce, I don't care about that stuff. But if I'm interested in some kind of long-term play, I do want to know that stuff. Armand and everybody else knows that all of a sudden one day Trump comes out with something that says we're going to slow down the production of, we're going to eliminate the any kind of tax credit or benefit there are across the board for EVs, right? Guess what bounces? Palladium. Why? Because the whole regular motor cars shift back, at least for maybe a 6-month period of time or something like that. That's the way those things work. It's just jawboning. The market will accept things when the market's ready to accept it. Right now, the government has been subsidizing not only the manufacturing end, but also the purchase end of the EVs because they want to accelerate the whole thing. I get it. All right. I don't agree with it, but I get it. Fair enough. But if Trump comes out and wipes out stuff like that, which is unlikely because of Elon Musk. Now it's his best buddy. So who knows? I'm just making up stuff as I go along. Just, again, information. It's just discussion point stuff. Ron says palladium, platinum, and rhodium in catalytic converters, the car guy. Thanks, Ron. There you go. It's all ball bearings these days. Let's take a look at Cisco. Yeah. Even the halfway home point, I don't love to just arbitrarily say every halfway home point is a midpoint phenomenon placed before the gap. But this one, watch this. Just eyeballing it. Put that line up before. Okay. The 50% retracement on the first number. And then a 618 is pretty much almost on my line I drew. So just food for thought. Just so happens to work out that way. I could eyeball it and see that. Maybe it's 56.50, but you see what I'm saying. Even before the gap, they bounce it. So today that could happen. If they start creeping in day in, another day, then that changes the tune. But if they come all the way down here today, you're likely to still get a bounce in this zone. And it's not that bad. It's 70 cents, 50 cents, sorry, 50 cents or so. Still, you got time on the clock. Maybe, Shalom. Maybe. I believe you're right about the software end. You're probably right about that. Shalom says Elon would probably survive the elimination of the subsidy, but the other car manufacturers would feel it worse. You're probably right. Gary says Trump and Elon prediction, 2025 prediction, will not be speaking each other by the end of 2025. You know what, Gary? I wouldn't bet against that one. I would not bet against that one. We'll see. Trump seems to be acting differently. Anybody notice that? Apparently, his new chief of staff, I forgot this woman's name already, but apparently she's a hard ass. And she probably took the job under certain conditions. And she says she'll walk out the door in 5 minutes if he breaks them. And I'll bet you that was her deal. Wiles. Yeah. So we'll see. For now, he's behaving. We'll see. He learned a lot also. Everybody learns from their experiences. Like him or not, he's not a dummy. He's a smart guy. And he learns from what he wasn't able to do last time, and he had 4 years to reflect on it. And remember when I said, and it would have been either way, if Kamala won or Trump won, it didn't matter. Change is coming, and he's going to promote change. He's going to be a change agent, and I predict there's going to be some things that are going to be painful for, I don't know what they are, but I don't think I just think he's going to make changes. I think he's going to make decisions that other people are not willing to make. And I think that comes with some pain. That's my own little prediction, if you will. I don't think it's going to be a honeymoon the whole time. Jack brings up a good point. Getting almost killed will change a person. You're right about that. I'm sure you're right about that. Staring down the black hole, if you will. Yeah, I'm sure you're right about that. If Tesla did the same thing as NIO, battery swap stations, that was smart. Take seconds instead of charging stations would eliminate all that range anxiety. I have range anxiety. That's one of the main reasons why I could have an electric car. Eventually I will, but I do have range anxiety. What happens if I want to take a trip somewhere and I just uncomfortable? I know I can always find a gas station if I'm at a quarter of a tank. I don't have to worry about it. I'm looking for a gas station. That'll change. That'll all change. And Armand's right about that point. That was a good point. Susie Wiles is the daughter of the late Pat Summerall. I did hear that. What a great commentator he was. She's tough. He didn't look so tough. He looked like a teddy bear. I don't know. Plus only one term, Brian T says, yeah, so he's not going to be scared. He's not running for re-election. He doesn't care. He's just going to get stuff done. In his mind, whatever he thinks is right. Now, I don't think not everybody's going to love what he's going to do on both sides. That's just my prediction. Some of the things. That's just my prediction. Just like some of these picks. Gary brought it up before. I'm not afraid to talk about it. Some of these picks that he's making for this cabinet stuff is pretty questionable. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not in love with some of these picks. But what do I know? I didn't win the election. He did. He gets to pick. Spider's coming down. This is the way energy works, Patrick. What's the cure for high oil prices? High oil prices. What's the cure for low oil prices? Low oil prices. That's been since the beginning of time, and that's it shifts back and forth, and the story follows. So as oil prices go up, people move to EVs, and they don't really care about the efficiency. It doesn't make any difference to the individual consumer. Those things are not on the mind of the individual consumer. The individual consumer is worried about their pocketbook and what they want and what they can buy and where they get the most bang for their buck in most cases. This is just my opinion. I'm extrapolating a lot from your comment. You're right. I'm just saying, I'm just having the discussion. But the reality is when oil prices go high enough, people want EVs because gas costs too much. And when gas costs, if it's back to 45, 50 bucks a barrel, nobody will want an EV. That's just the way it works, at least for now. Now, that's not going to change anytime soon. And when I say nobody, it's tongue in cheek. It's not really nobody. It is a growing market. There's no doubt about it. And they'll get better and better, and the batteries will get better, and the range will get better, and swap outs. And the technology will continue to evolve. Listen, my daughter asked me, "Hey, Dad, are we gonna ever?" She asked me like this maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Are we ever going to have flying cars? I said, absolutely. They're already working on it. They already have stuff that elevates, and yeah, it's all coming. It's all coming. I don't know who's going to be here. I don't know what I'm going to be here to see, but it's all coming. All that Jetson stuff. If you don't know what the Jetsons are, go do the homework. All that stuff is like real now. Yeah, good point. Yeah, we're back to the box. So if they fail, which they haven't yet, but if they fail, we're back to the box. All right. And if this fails, this is the spot. Back to the box. Flying cars will be a nightmare. Yeah, who knows what this thing will look like then? I can't even imagine. I have no idea. If you're not going above a certain height, then FAA doesn't get involved. But I don't think they're going to fly very high. I think they're just going to be like cars, but elevated off the ground. Or maybe they're above the city. That was the whole thing with the Jetsons. I think the flying cars, whatever they had over there, those flying things, they would fly at the elevation of buildings, the top of buildings, so there's no traffic. I don't know. That's way above my pay grade. Okay, sorry, Scott. Scott's a pilot, not true, certain height. Okay, I stand corrected. I'm not going to argue with a pilot. Definitely not. I know what I don't know, and that's something I don't know. Oh, okay, builds bridges. By the way, there are bridges that are out there, God knows this better than anybody, that are wonders of the world, right? I've seen those history shows or whatever stations those are on, the wonders of the world. Those I've seen bridges, just wonders of the world. How they built them, the fact that they exist at all. Jack F got 2255 in the pocket on the spiders. You're welcome very much. Gary P loved Delroy, sure. Judy, I forget who else. Longest bridge in Central California right now he's working on for a high-speed train. Sure, yeah. There it goes. For over a mile long. Yeah, that's pretty cool, Umad. How long it take to get the permits for that? 3, 4 decades? Over in California? I'm just kidding. Just seems to be a lot of red tape over there. I don't know for a fact, but since it's a government project, maybe it isn't. Is that public or private? UAL? 10 years ago. There you go. Construction started 10 years ago. We're not even close to finishing. Public owned. There you go. Thank you. Thanks for the honest answer. That's what I thought. And I didn't even know. Just, it's in the charts. UAL. This is a little higher today. 92.25. That's a support zone today. 91.85, 92.25. Okay. Right back. Just going to update the notes. If UAL gets to 95.50, is it a short? I don't know what the significance of that would be. Oh, up here? Okay, I didn't see this. Just give me a second. Yeah, it depends on how it gets there. In other words, it's not like it's going to collapse because it got to the former high short. It should react when it gets near the former high, whether it spikes it or come up short. And that's the area you're talking about. So the answer is, for an intraday trade, it's usually pretty good. Whether or not they bust through those highs or not, I can't tell you. That's unfortunately the answer. Yeah, you're right, Gary. Judy Jetson was a good-looking woman. So was Wilma Flintstone. I think Betty Rubble was a little bit better looking. I like redheads though. That was the point. It was all in fun. Market's creeping around here. I'm not sure they're going to give us the box before we depart today. W asking, just out of interest, what would you need to see to confirm a top at 600, 601, which was in the pre-market? Let's see. Talking about up here? No. This was 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Not sure it was up there in the pre-market today. Close. And this was yesterday. Not sure, Michael. Where are we getting that from? Oh, 2 days ago. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm not looking at this as a top. I'm looking at this as a pullback. They get below the trend line. They'll go fill this gap down at 591, 590 something, and we'll adjust it there. Then if they get below that, they start in with this. But I'm looking at this as a pullback for now. I guess the answer to your question, not I guess, the answer to your question is, if they give up this trend line, then I think it's a couple of days. They got to give it 2 days. One day they could snap back. 2 days below the trend line, and all of a sudden I think you got something cooking on the downside. Okay? That's my take. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it was a very appropriate question. Any question's appropriate. Doesn't matter. You too, Gary. Thanks. I'm not sure about that one. Factoid, Rosie O'Donnell and Jane Krakowski both played the human version of Betty Rubble. Okay, I didn't know that. Armand's full of information. Thank you. Longer term, you got to maintain this higher low. Put a line in here. I'm just going to say somewhere in this neighborhood, this is not a number, I just arbitrarily put this there. That's got to maintain this higher low. And you see that trend line, that's why I put that there. It's, you're going to have to, that doesn't work. This is not a good trend line. I'm not even going to do it, but this breakup candle, you're going to have to technically hold that. Keep this higher low in place. That's the longer term. You're in a down cycle. This was a down cycle too, and nobody wanted it here. And then look what happened. So I don't know how long this will last, but this is just move this down. That's your bogey. Okay, you want them to hold that to put in a higher low, weekly close. Longer term silver. Okay, who asked that? Stephen T. That's my answer. Andreas, great. Yep, I'm glad you had a good day. 3 weeks, maybe you'll stick around for a while. That sounds good to me. All right, awesome. All right, we're going to start in with the last call for alcohol. Questions, comments, complaints. We're going to wrap it up here today. We got 2 nice trades, or the third one is if they do this after I shut it down, it's still valid. You're welcome, Michael W. Nice job. I agree with that, Armand. Been talking about it for a couple of days. Bitcoin 100,000, first time up. Maybe they'll come up short. Maybe they spike it through. They're going to get there. They have to get there. $90 stocks go to 100. That's an old Wall Street thing. $900 stocks go to 1,000. This falls into that camp. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And maybe they come up short and they pull back to 85,000 first and then go up again. Who knows? But yeah, let's take a look at GC. No, it's different. It's really that trend line. But there's so much other stuff. You could go to 2450 on this run. It's possible. I don't know if it'll happen. You go down to $100. It's funny, I actually put a call in to the guy that I buy the gold from. And I told him this morning I wanted to lock in a price. He didn't call me back. How does that work? I called him before the bounce. I called him down here. I told you I was going to buy some at 25.50. I called him at 8 o'clock this morning. What was this? 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6, 7. I called him right here. And I said, I want to lock in a price today. Didn't hear from him yet. How's that going to work? What is he, on vacation? No, I've gotten away from that, Ron. I just can't. No, it was too decisive. No, I can't do that. He was never sworn in. That's good from Babylon B. Never mind. Yeah, that's funny. Now it's funny. You want me to look at the chart, or you want me to go to Costco and pick up some stuff, Armand? Which one are we doing? What? What do they sell it? What do they sell it for? What's their spread? I don't even know. But interestingly enough, I have a newly found acquaintance. It's like a private guy that buys and sells. I don't know. He gives me a good price. That's all I know. But he doesn't do business with the pub. I just got a friend of a friend. I got lucky. No, he wouldn't do that, Fab. Yeah, looking forward to another box trade tomorrow, Matt. I just made that up out of whole cloth today, but it works. We had a box bounce trade. It was nice. Yeah, right back to the bridge. Yeah, we're done. I'm going to wrap it up here. And don't do stupid stuff in the afternoon. As of now, we'll be back tomorrow in uniform, ready to go. And I will see you in the video tonight. Nice 2 trades today. Excuse me. Well done. And just enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Appreciate everybody very much. You all know that. Take care.